the net, and when you're about to hit the order button, you go, oh my God, did I choose the right size? Is it gonna fit? Do they have a return policy? So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how to take the right measurements at the right place, so when you do order online, and you refer to the graph at the end of the website, you'll make sure that you have the good size and then no worries. So first of all, you're gonna need a measuring tape, and you're gonna need a helping buddy, because to measure the shoulders, you will need somebody to do it from the back. We measure the shoulders from the back. What you're gonna do to make sure you measure your shoulders from the good distance, you are gonna lift your arm, and you're gonna find at the end of your collarbone, there's a little hole in your shoulder. This is the widest part of the shoulder. This is where we want to measure. So you're going to ask your buddy to find that hole on your shoulders and then put the measuring tape from left to right and measure that number. And you can write it down. After that, if you're shopping for a top, a shirt, or a sweater, there's two different measurements for the bust. The first measurement, you have to measure the bust at the strongest point. To do that, you make sure that you put your measuring tape at the strongest part of the bust, like this. So if I turn the mannequin like this, you will see I'm at the strongest part of the, if I turn the mannequin, you'll see that I'm at the strongest part of the bust. So take down that measurement. Up to the next. Next measurement is if you're buying a bra or a bathing suit, the bust measurement is taken underneath the breast, on the breastbone. So you're going to measure the narrowest part of the breast area, and you're going to take that measurement down. Next one is the waist. You have to be careful because there's two measurements for the waist. You have your natural waist and you have the low waist. The low waist is where we usually wear our pants or skirts, and sometimes it will differ in the graphs I was talking about on the internet website. So you're going to take the measurement for your natural waist first. That means if you're buying a pair of pants or a skirt again, you need to make sure that it's going to sit on your natural waist. To do so, you just take again your measuring tape, you go at the narrowest part of the waist and you just measure. There you go. To measure what we call the low waist, you're going to feel on your body where your pants are sitting, and this is where you want to measure. So take a second and go see where your pants are sitting on your hips or halfway between the belly button, and so you're going to choose where you want to take that measurement, that low waist measurement. So once you found your point, you just come and you do the same thing and you just measure. The other measurement that's very important is the inseam, because if you want a pair of pants sitting exactly where you want to make sure the inseam is the same length that you want. So again, go see where your pants are sitting, and to measure the inseam, what you're going to do is take your measuring tape, go between the legs, and bring it to the point where you want your pants to sit, and bring it in the back, the mannequin in the back, at the same point. This is your inseam. So you know by measuring the inseam exactly where your pants are going to sit. So this is very nice, because sometimes you order pants and go like, oh my God, they're too low or they're too high. If you measure the inseam properly, you'll make sure that your pants sit exactly where you want them to sit. There's other measurements that you will see on a graph, like thighs, but that's not really often. So if you have what we call an average thigh, then you don't need to take the measurement. If you feel like your thighs are a little more voluminous, then you should just take the measurement to make sure that if you buy a straight leg pair of pants, that the thigh fits in. So it's really easy. My mannequin doesn't have a tie, but what you do is you just take your measuring tape and you go around your leg, one leg at the strongest part of your thigh, and that's it. So I'll show you right here. So you take the measurement tape and you go at the strongest part of your thigh and you just measure, and there it is. Yes. So what you're going to do is you're going to again find the strongest point at hip level and measure from there. So what you do is you touch your bones right here, and when you find the bones, this is the widest part of the hips. So this is where you want to set your measuring tape. So on the mannequin, the widest point of the hips is right here. So you're going to do the same thing, take your measuring tape and measure the hips and write down the number. If you want to see it on an actual mannequin, if I can call myself a mannequin, you're going to got the widest and you just go like this and you measure and you take your number, and that's it. It is. There you go. So those are basic measurements to buy online. You usually don't have any more measurements to take before you can push that order button. So with those numbers, you'll always be sure that you're getting the right size. So have fun shopping.